Hi, and welcome back to Bible on Audio. We're in Deuteronomy 8. I recorded reading this last night or yesterday in the afternoon, and it just didn't record well, so we can do that today. But I will tell you it is a good read, so thanks for stopping in, and let's see that you feel the same way. Before we start, let's go ahead and open up in prayer. Father God, thank you for a brand new day, for getting us up this morning. We ask that you go ahead of us and get away any obstacle, anything that might be in our way to harm us. May you go ahead in front of us and lead the way. May we have a good day at our workplace. May there be peace and cohesion, and may we leave our home with our families in mind and lifting them up to you, that all will be well until we get home for the rest of the day. Lord, I'm asking that anything small, anything that we seem to think as unmentionable, that we forget to pray and give you thanks. I give you thanks for it right now, for breakfast, for a car to get to work, for family, for our friends that call us or text us first thing in the morning. Father God, for you, for the sacrifice, and I ask that you bless this reading. May our hearts and minds be in a place where we can receive and where we can learn. It is in your most holy name I pray. Amen. That one was going somewhere different, so if ever you have something you want to pray about, I would like to. That's what the comments could be used for. If you want to just leave me a comment, or if you have any questions, I welcome them. I don't always have the answer. I didn't go to Bible college, but I do this in hopes that seeds will be planted and people will want to have a relationship with God on their own and continue reading if they don't stick with this channel. So let's go ahead and start, okay? So Deuteronomy 8, remember the Lord your God. Every commandment which I command you today, you must be careful to observe, that you may live and multiply, and go in and possess the land of which the Lord swore to your fathers. And you shall remember the Lord your God. He led you all the way these 40 years in the wilderness to humble you and to test you, to know that what was in your heart, whether you would keep his commandments or not. So he humbled you, allowed you to hunger, and fed you with manna which you did not know, nor did your fathers know, that he might make you know that man shall not live by bread alone, but man lives by every word that proceeds from the mouth of the Lord. Your garments did not wear out on you, nor did your foot swell these 40 years. You should know in your heart that as a man chastens his son, so the Lord your God chastens you. Therefore you shall keep the commandments of the Lord your God, to walk in the ways and to fear him. For the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and springs, a land of brooks of water, of mountains and springs that flow out of the valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, of vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive oil and honey. I messed that up, but I want to read it again because it's so sweet. So let's start back at 7. For the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and springs that flow out of vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive oil and honey, a land in which you will eat bread without scarcity, in which you will lack nothing, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills you can dig copper. When you have eaten and are full, then you shall bless the Lord your God for the good land which he has given you. Beware that you do not forget the Lord your God by not keeping his commandments, his judgments, and his statutes, which I command you today, lest when you have eaten and are full, and have built beautiful houses and dwell in them, and when your herds and your flocks multiply, and your silver and your gold are multiplied, and all that you have is multiplied, when your heart is lifted up, and you forget the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage, who led you through the great and terrible wilderness, in which were fiery serpents and scorpions, and thirsty land where there was no water, who brought water for you out of a flinty rock, who fed you in the wilderness with manna, which your fathers did not know, that he might humble you, and that he might test you, to do you good in the end. Then you say in your heart, my power and the might of my hand have gained me this wealth. And you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he swore to your fathers, as it is this day. Then it shall be, if you by any means forget the Lord your God, and follow other gods, and serve them and worship them, I testify against you this day that you shall surely perish, as the nations which the Lord destroys before you. so you shall perish, because you will not be obedient to the voice of the Lord your God. That was chapter 8. And I had a lot of commentary yesterday, but right now I would just say, remember the Israelites were a chosen people, and he led them out of Egypt, and he's saying, your fathers did not know manna. So he gave them manna, which was food from heaven, and it had never been tasted before. That they were his chosen people, and he was taking care of them. There was no water in this desert, so he gave them water out of a flinty rock. And all he's asking in return is that they obey him, his commandments and his statutes, which were the laws to govern the people that now were going to be living on their own once again, because they had gone into bondage with Egypt. So I just think that he's just, like encouraging them, but warning them, like, you better act right. You better, remember everything I've done for you, because if you forget, this will happen. And I think it's a good chapter. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. I hope you have a good day. God bless you. Bye.